there, fellow travelers, to Scotland. Mark here with Wolters World, and today we're here in Edinburgh. And today what I'm going to give you is about a 2-week itinerary for visiting Scotland, because a lot of people have asked us, Mark, where should we go in Scotland? What's the best route to take? And it usually comes down to about a 2-week trip. So what I put together is kind of like my recommended 2-week trip here in Scotland. And the thing is, there's a lot more really great places you can visit aside on this list. So don't get upset if your town or your part of Scotland doesn't show up. I'm just putting something together to give travelers an idea of some of the fantastic places you can visit here in Scotland. And the thing is, when you're in Scotland, when you're driving around, there's so much natural beauty that you're going to want to stop and hike around. Or there'll be castles on the side of the road or a little sign saying, check out this castle here. You're going to want to do that too. So just know, whenever you're driving around and you do want to drive to see it all, you can take the buses and you can take the trains, but I recommend having a car. You're going to turn off a lot and see some ruins here, see a castle there, go on a hike on this side of the mountain. I mean, there's so many good things to do just when you're driving around. So make sure you're not just trying to drive point to point. Get off the road, take a look, take some pictures, and enjoy the beauty of this country. Now, first place I'm going to say you should start off into is actually fly here into Edinburgh so you can get a good background of the history of Scotland, because this city is history in itself. It's a very compact, historic part of town, so it's easy to walk around. Well, no, I don't think easy to walk around is quite there, because there's a huge hill you have to get up, okay? So there's some hills you have to do, but it's really compact in terms of how far it is to get to certain spots. So if you want to go to the Edinburgh Castle and see that, you want to go to Holyrood House, you can see that, walking the Royal Mile up and down, the Museum of Childhood. There's all kinds of great museums here. The National Gallery, the National Museum of Scotland. There's all kinds of stuff that really teach you a lot about Scotland when you're here. Walking on Princess Street and doing some shopping when you're here in Grassmarket and having some beers with your buddies. There's all kinds of great stuff to do. Hiking by here, you can go to Calton Hill, you can walk up or hike up Arthur's Seat. You have all kinds of really great stuff. So that's why I recommend you actually start here. And I'd say spend 2 or 3 days like exploring Edinburgh would be a good idea. Next place to go is we're going to head out, we're going to go to Stirling. And in Stirling, you have Stirling Castle, which you're going to go see. When you're there, you can see the William Wallace Memorial, like out in the distance, which is kind of a cool thing. Also in town, there's the Church of the Holy Rood. There's also a really nice art gallery, the Stirling Smith Art Gallery that's there as well. So you have something to do there. I would say like a full day in Stirling will get you can get most of the stuff seen. But you can do it overnight, totally fine. It's a nice thing, but it's relatively close to Edinburgh, so that's nice. Going on from there, what I'd recommend is stop in Fort William. So in Fort William gives you a nice little base if you want to go out and do some hikes, explore waterfalls, see some of the castles along the way, visit some of the locks and stuff like that. And the thing is, Fort William represents a lot of the small towns you could stay in when you're driving around, because it gives you good access to a lot of other really great places to see. Now, once you leave Fort William, we're on our way to the Isle of Skye. On the way to the Isle of Skye, you want to stop at the Eilean Donan Castle, probably the prettiest, second most famous castle over Edinburgh Castle here in Scotland, and you've probably seen it in some movies and stuff like that. You can stop there, get your pictures, see it and stuff like that, and then you get back on the road and you head to the Isle of Skye. And the Isle of Skye is gorgeous. This is that natural, savage, wild, natural beauty of Scotland. You really see it in Skye. The thing is getting a place to stay on Skye, like in Portree and stuff like that, can be a little tough. So you might need to stay off the island. Like we always stay in Plockton when we go there. This super cute little town, nice little, the inn is really nice there. The thing is, there's a little island out there that it's not always an island. So if you're out there when the tide is out, you'll be on this little island. But the thing is, the tide comes in, you're going to be stuck on that island. So make sure you get off in time. But the thing is, when you're going into Skye, you're going to go around and you'll see like Kilt Rock, where you'll see the cliff and you'll see the different colorations, striations of the cliff, and it really does look like a kilt, which is really cool. The Old Man of Store, these rock formations, it's just a really cool thing to do. Now, from Skye, what you're going to do is you're going to be heading towards Inverness, and on your way from Inverness, you got to stop at Loch Ness. You will go to the visitor center and learn the history of Nessie, or the false history of Nessie, but I still think she's real. And then you can go and see, try to check out for Nessie and see if you can see her. Now, one of the castles I recommend you stopping at when you're leaving Loch Ness is Urquhart. I know, I can't say it right, but I know my kids really loved it when we were there, and we had a really nice time when we were there. So that would be one I'd say stop off, spend a half a day enjoying that castle on your way to Inverness. Now, when you're in Inverness, that is the capital, basically de facto capital of the Northern Highlands. And that can be your gateway into the Northern Highlands to explore up there for a few days and see the beauty up there. Or what you can do is if you stay in Inverness, you might want to go to the Black Isle and you can go see where the dolphins are. We saw them there a few years ago and it was really, really kind of a cool thing. So you have that. Now, from Inverness, you have choices. You can either go into the Highlands for a few days, or you head down to Aberdeen. And on the way to Aberdeen, there's a few castles you can check out and some ruins you can check out on your way, which are all very nice. Take an hour or two in each one. Get down to Aberdeen, the granite city. I mean, you'll see a lot of granite stone buildings here in Scotland, but Aberdeen seems to be the most granity of them all. And so you can eat there, you can have some stuff there. They have a lot of oil money that came in, so there's a leisure center and stuff like that. But what you do from Aberdeen is that's going to be your flight to maybe going to the Shetland Islands for next thing. And when you go to Shetland Islands, Lerwick is the capital. But when you go there, you're going to go and see all the old stone, Iron Age, Bronze Age, pick cultures kind of stuff at Jarlshof that's there, or Old Scatness. You can see the foundations, you can see actually still some of the walls. And the thing is, you take ferries all around Shetland. You can take a little ferry over to Musa, so you can go to the Broch of Musa, which is a big 40-foot tall, stone structure, which is really kind of a cool thing. Go around there. You can go to or you could go to Orkney if you wanted to, another set of islands that's really nice. And Kirkwall is the capital there. You can go and check out that. A lot of nature stuff when you're there. And then from there, what I recommend you do is fly back to Glasgow and finish off your trip in Glasgow, because you can get flights out of Glasgow, no problem. And when you're there, you have a lot of stuff you can really enjoy. Like, Glasgow is much more of an industrial shopping kind of city, but they've had a lot of really great cultural revolution. Like, there's been a really good cultural revolution there last 10, 15 years, with a lot of really great museums popping up and getting renovated and stuff like that. You can go to the Kelvin Grove Art Gallery, which has like the famous artists, but also new modern installations are really cool. I know my mom just loved that one. You got the Botanical Gardens you can go to there. There's a bunch of parks around town. It's just really cool city. The murals you'll see around, it's pretty interesting as well. And so you have a really good vibe in the city. So you can get to both Edinburgh and Glasgow. There's some really good city feels as well. But the thing is, when you come to Scotland, it's more the natural beauty stuff you're really going to enjoy. And of course, the food's not too bad either, but we have videos on Scottish food, like the salmon and the mussels and the scallops and the beef and the lamb, and yes, the haggis and fried Mars bars. We've got all kinds of fun stuff like that. Anyway, I hope this helps you know a rough idea of some of the places you could visit on a 2-week trip here in Scotland. We really recommend coming here. We have family here. We actually were in the Shetland Islands, finding our old family homes and stuff like that. It was a really great experience. The people are wonderful. They'll help you out. Yes, driving on the left side of the road can be a bit touchy at first, but you'll figure it out. Anyway, I hope you have a great time here in Scotland. I'm sure you will. I'm not worried about that. But if you want to learn more, maybe some of the common mistakes tourists make when they come to Scotland, the don'ts of coming to Scotland, some of the fun culture shocks when you come here, why don't you check us out on our website at woltersworld.com. Also, you can find us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, all these things at Wolters World to see videos from all over the world. And we put out new travel videos every Wednesday and Saturday to help other travelers like you with honest, fun travel advice to get you traveling more. Anyway, I wish you all the best, and bye from here in Scotland.